Look, all I'm saying is that if the idea of a track hosting a sprint race is laughable because no one would ever overtake, why are we here having an even longer race where no one can overtake, you know? It's ridiculous. It's a stupid track. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Forza Ferrari for the stupidest race of the season. It's the Monaco Grand Prix where no one can overtake, although in truth, in this game, it is actually a little bit better than in real life. But yeah, this is my mounting. How many years now have I been going on about this track? Should not be on the Formula 1 calendar anymore, but here we are, and we're going to try and do our best. Now, of course, we do come here leading the constructors. Giovinazzi leading the Drivers' Championship by 22 points over Verstappen, and, well, you know, if we qualify well, then we'll probably have a decent race, won't we? Because that's the way it works at Monaco. Only been 4 days since the last race in San Marino, wasn't it? So we've not had a chance to really do anything. But let's have a look at the track. It's tight, it's twisty, and it's stupid. Did I mention that already? For qualifying, red is Sector 1, blue Sector 2, yellow Sector 3. It's slow, it's twisty, it's narrow. Low speed is all you need, so if you're good at going slow, you'll be going well here. Expected strategies, it's a one stop, which always makes it worse, doesn't it? You don't even get the excitement of extra stops and perhaps undercuts and overcuts. Compound performance, we can see there. Doesn't matter, because you can't overtake anyway. And last year, it was Verstappen who won, and I dare say qualified on pole as well, because that's how it works here. I'll get more positive, I promise. So Q3 is the goal. We should be hoping to do that, I would have thought. So qualifying position, someone in the top 4. Let's have a look here. Finishing position and fastest lap. I don't like going for fastest. That's only 70 grand we lose. It's a bigger risk than reward, I think. Bigger reward than risk. 2 cars in the top 6 to get our money for that one. Potentially 2 million for qualifying in the top 6 as Ferrari's not bad, is it? And someone in the top 6 for another million. So we could have... well, quite the payday here if things go well for us. And so that is pretty much that. Let's head off to Monaco. And there is no rain predicted as well, so that makes my life a little bit easier, I've got to say. Alright, I'll do some free practice, and I'll see you for the most important qualifying of the year. Alright, so we've done free practice. Let's have a look and see how we did. Now, FP1, we were 7th with Giovinazzi. Red Bull was quite dominant in all the sessions, to be fair. Mick was down there in P14. FP2, we were 7th and 8th. Again, Red Bull was top. K-Mag having a good season, isn't he? On a medium tyre there, and we can see how everybody else did. And FP3, it was again George Russell ahead of Max Verstappen. We were 9th with Gio, and Mick was down there in 13th. But remembering, of course, we have old engine parts, gearbox, whatnot. So, yeah, not the end of the world. Q1 should be okay, I would have thought, but as we've seen this season, we never do know for sure. Traffic could be an issue in Monaco as well, so hopefully I don't need to do a quick edit to get us back in for the second run, and we'll be absolutely fine here. Alright, so we were absolutely fine. Giovinazzi in 6th, just the one run on both cars. Mick was okay, though in truth, the actual margin was not a great deal, so maybe we should have sent Mick out again, but Magnussen knocked out, which has got to be a surprise given his form in free practice. On to Q2. Alright, now we have we've done a second run with Gio because he got a bit of traffic. He was 7/10 off Mick. I think we're going to save tyres here because we're a good 4-5 up on what we need to get through. And as long as I don't get made look like a total fool here, I think we're going to be good. And look at how close it is. First and all the way down to Gio in 6th. Just over 1/10 of a second. That is, well, it's minute, isn't it? So we're going to get through. And it's going to be Q3, and for the most important qualifying session of the year, it is very, very, very tight. We need to get, well, a 10, if we can get into a 107, which is probably Dreamland stuff, but probably guarantees us pole. Alright, we are on board with Giovinazzi as our title contender right now. We are currently 8th and 9th. We got absolutely mugged off. Leclerc blocked both cars. He's not bitter at all that we sacked him, is he? So, yeah, we need to do good laps here. Giovinazzi was on a used set of tyres. Mick, having only used the one set to get through 2 qualifying sessions, was on new sets because he had 2. So both cars are on new sets here. Both cars have gone green through their first sector. And with 15 seconds to go here, we're not going to have a second chance of this. It's a purple middle sector for Giovinazzi. Come on, Gio. Can he stick himself on pole position for the Monaco Grand Prix? We're going to find out very, very shortly. Come on, Gio. What has he got? He goes top, a 108.3, and Mick will come across the line. He is only 7th. Oh, but Gio will be on pole, or will he? We probably shouldn't get too ahead of ourselves here. Is he actually going to be on pole? Nobody else is on a lap. Go on, Gio. So huge stuff. Mick in 7th has got to be a disappointment, but it is what it is, I suppose. Alright, so it is time for race strategy. Now, do we go soft onto hard? I think you've kind of got to do that, don't you? Because you want to be... Yeah, I think we need to. The other, I mean, the counter argument here is if you're waiting for a safety car, but we've won pole, we've got to get a good start and then just go. There's a part of me that wonders if we push, maybe we could look at a 2-stop. I've seen that work quite a few times on this game. Now I think with Mick, maybe with Mick we look to go the other way and go onto a soft, because it's going to be difficult for him to overtake anyway. So if he offsets himself, try and hold position on a hard tyre, and then go onto a soft, he might be able to make up some ground that way. Alternatively, of course, if we get a safety car, then he's got some options there as well, stopping under a safety car. So I think that's what we're going to do. And, well, let's see if Giovinazzi can bring home another win this season. And he's just unstoppable, isn't he, old Gio? Come on, mate, let's go. Alright, welcome back, and a big thank you to all the channel members and Patreons that are scrolling across the bottom. As a reminder, if you do enjoy the content and you are able to, there's links to all that sort of stuff in the description, and it is greatly appreciated. Gio, don't you give up that lead, mate, to Russell. No, you're on soft tyres. Gio, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, he's let him get past. And we find ourselves second to a medium-tired car as well, which is not what we needed. And, well, okay, so let's save our battery. Let's save the battery, because we're going to be naturally quicker than him anyway. Mick, let's have a quick check-in on him on a hard set. He does need to try and stay with everybody if he can. And Giovinazzi, again, he does kind of need to try and stay with him. Russell is, I'm assuming, on a massive push lap. I mean, in a way, we can just kind of let him go, and he is going to come back to us. You would hope, anyway. He is 1.7 seconds up the road, though, which is slightly concerning. So maybe we will deploy and just try and catch him back up. And yeah, I mean, he's definitely pushing, isn't he? He's 2 seconds up the road, so I hope that pace isn't going to be sustainable for him. I'd be absolutely shocked if it was. But we might just need to call it and say if that's what he's going to do, then good luck to him. He's just quicker than us. Behind us is a hard-tired Perez. So yeah, we'll just kind of see how things settle down a little bit here. We can't push on too much with Mick, because we need these tyres to get us a fair whack into the race. So, yeah, well, I'll keep you updated. And I'm sure Russell's going to come back to us. Let's have a look at last lap time. Yeah, last lap times were more where we'd expect them to be. But Giovinazzi is still lacking pace a little bit here, which is just ever so slightly concerning, perhaps. Alright, now we are on board with Verstappen, who has got past Perez and very quickly caught up. We might have even done a fastest lap here, but he's caught up a second of Giovinazzi. I think, my suspicion here is that the Red Bulls are going to try and do an extra stop, because they are absolutely rapid. George Russell is kind of leveled out to roughly the same sort of lap times that we're doing. We as in Giovinazzi. In fact, he is just starting to come back to us a little bit now. So I just wonder if that's maybe what is going on. Mick is fairly solid in 7th. He's got Albon and Leclerc behind him, but Perez is the only car in front of him on a hard tyre right now. I think Albon's on a hard as well. Yeah, so it's just the race is just settling down. I have a big suspicion that Verstappen's going to come cruising past Giovinazzi at any point. There's a part of me that wonders. In fact, I think we're going to do it. We're going to switch this to a 2-stop, because what I think is that Perez on a hard tyre is going to hold everybody up enough that we can sort of go head-to-head with the Red Bulls here. So let's do that. And I've just made an executive decision that that is what is going to happen. So that's what's going to happen. Alright, now we have run down George Russell. What we haven't got is the tyres are obviously getting eaten a little bit here. But if we look at gap to leaders, it's we're sort of looking to come out around about Sonoda or so here. Now, that's of course assuming we have a good stop. I wonder if we could do a bit of a Kevin Magnussen here with Mick and just back everybody up a little bit. I thought that was brilliant, by the way, Haas at Saudi Arabia. I can understand why particularly Racing Bull were a little bit upset about it, or a lot of upset about it, but it's just part of the game, isn't it? I thought it was really good. Anyway, we've dropped Verstappen by about 3 seconds as well. He doesn't have the pace to go with us. So what this has proven is that we do have the pace in the car to be able to attack the Red Bulls and go with them. So that is good. Mick, I'm increasingly thinking with a 5-second gap, his race is just going to maybe peter out a little bit here. So let's go and push him on a little bit as well. And we can always go onto a medium tyre instead of a soft perhaps, or we could even look at giving him an extra stop. But we're within the DRS range now of George Russell, so we will sit here, charge the battery up a little bit, and then we'll try and maybe on this next lap try and get the overtake done. But yeah, Mick is just sort of sitting a little bit in no man's land right now, and we ideally want to try and move him forward from 7th if we can. So we'll try and do that. We've been topping up the battery, as you can see. We'll go to neutral now to try and stay. Ideally, we'd like to be a little bit closer, I think, here, wouldn't we? Are we just a little bit too far back? Yeah, I think we are. We're just a little bit too far back, aren't we, even with DRS? So we're coming into the pit window. So it's probably go time. And yeah, I think next lap we'll try and deploy, and hopefully we'll get ourselves past Russell, and we can start to open up as big a gap as possible. Mick is already bringing that gap back a little bit. What lap time did he do? He did a 13.6. So yeah, he was catching. Verstappen only doing a 15. What's going on there, I wonder? Alright, let's deploy him. Let's really cook the tyres. See if we can go and get him. Come on, Gio. Come on, Gio. Pit window's open. And was not to quite be there, was it? Unfortunately. But, yeah, we ideally need to get this done, though, because we don't want to be running at George Russell's pace now. We definitely need to be running at our best pace if this is indeed going to work for us. But if we look at gap to leader, 19, 20 seconds, yeah. So we're looking at coming out in not a terrible spot. Let's see if we can get him this lap. We don't have, of course, a great amount of battery to use, which is maybe the problem. So I wonder if we harvest for a lap. Lap times are still pretty good, aren't they, compared to most people? Mick is probably the fastest car on track. There's some cars coming in. So if they go onto a hard tyre, I think it's a little weird the way that the game sort of strategizes out the race here in Monaco. It seems to be increasingly a two-stop strategy. This is the one that you want. So yeah, it's a little weird to me, but anyway. We should be able to cruise back up to the back of him here. He pulled out 1.9 seconds that lap. It was a bit of a push lap for him, I think. Doesn't really affect us that much, because unless he comes in the same lap, looks like we've got Leclerc covered now as well. And we'll obviously run this as long as we can to try and... if we can get out ahead of Albon, that would be the dream, wouldn't it? Because we can move Mick out of the way pretty quickly. And, yeah, and then we're going to have either guys on old hard tyres, or we're going to have guys on... we'll ignore it for now, GP, because we definitely want to stay. We want to stay out as long as we can. So that's Leclerc coming in. So that's good. That gets him out of the way for us now. Let's deploy, even if we do lose a little bit, because I think next lap's going to be the one, isn't it? Because at that point we're going... Now, do we go soft? No, let's go soft medium. Let's keep the soft for the end. I just feel it morally feels wrong to do a 2-stop at Monaco, but it just increasingly feels like that's the way that you need to do this particular race. Not, I didn't want to come in this lap, did I? I forgot to click it over. All right, that's okay. Oh, it's a bad stop as well. Of all the places to do a bad stop, guys, not Monaco. And is it going to hurt us? There goes Albon. That could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. But now we need to push on and hope that Russell doesn't come in this next lap. But that is, what, 4 odd seconds that ideally we didn't want to lose. It would have had us ahead of Albon. And, you know, only really Mick in front of us. So that is disappointing, obviously. Alright, so Mick has got himself past Sainz, and Giovinazzi has dispatched Albon. Now we're getting to the point where Verstappen is going to come in for his stop. 13.6 for Gio, 14.3. So we're second faster than George Russell as well right now. So if, and it's a big if, but if we can get overtakes done, this is going to work out okay for us. But obviously the if is about the overtakes, isn't it? So Mick can probably do soft to the ends now as well. So we will keep pushing him. He's catching Norris and Perez. Now Perez is on a hard tyre as well. But we are the 2 fastest cars on track right now. A 12.9 for Giovinazzi there while he's saving a bit of fuel as well. So that's all very nice. Sainz only did a 15. Did he come in? No, he couldn't have come in the pits. I'm not sure what happened there. But anyway, yeah, let's hope this plays out for us. But signs are that we have the speed in the car to get away with an extra stop. So yeah, we just need to hope that actually is true and that I don't end up looking a little bit silly here. But Mick now needs to try. Oh, Verstappen and Sainz have stopped. Okay, so we should come out comfortably ahead of Verstappen here, I would have thought. Yes, we are indeed comfortably ahead of Verstappen. What is the gap back to him now? 6-7 seconds. Now he came out on a hard tyre, I assume he did, so he's going to the end. So we're, of the front runners, we are the only ones it looks like that are going for the extra stop. So let's hope, like I say, let's hope that it does in the end all work out okay for us here. So as long as we get a good stop, and that is always a big if, as we've already seen with Giovinazzi, then we should jump Lando. And if we get out ahead of Albon, that would be even better, of course. But here we go. Just fingers, everything crossed that we get a good stop here. Come on. 2.7. Okay, we'll take that. And where does this bring us back out? You can see the Albon train coming, and I think we've got out ahead of it, have we? Oh, he's gone through us. So we're not ahead of it, but we're at the front of it anyway. We'll keep pushing these hard tyres, and let's see if we can, even with a bit of deploy down this back straight, get him into the chicane. Because those tyres are going to be hurting compared to our softs, and that's not quite worked. But we will have a chance with DRS down the front straight, and that might be our best bet here. This is important now. We need to get this. We cannot afford to get stuck behind cars, as Russell's done a fastest lap of a 1:11.4. Can we get that done? Just about. With the better traction, that'll do that nicely. And Mick is on his way up the road now as well. Alright, so for the lead, here we go with Giovinazzi. Bit of deploy, bit of battery, DRS, and that is very, very easily done. Now he needs to go, because we need him to open up a nice little gap. Ideally, we'd like to come out in the lead. The 2 Red Bulls are on hard tyres. Mick, as we know, is on a soft. And if we look at lap times, the Red Bulls are pushing on quite a bit right now. But that's not going to be sustainable. We saw George Russell at the start of the race, didn't we? Absolutely go balls to the wall, and we managed to chase him down okay. So I suspect that might have just been a bit to get fastest lap. I wonder if we can see what he does this lap. So 1:12.4. So yeah, I mean, he's still going quicker than us, which is slightly concerning. but it's not the end of the world. Alright, now Russell has got past Perez and is worryingly quick again. Like I say, I don't see it as being sustainable pace, but we'll see. And we have cruised up to the back of this battle now between poor Perez holding up Verstappen, and we'll try and harvest a little bit. Ideally, Perez will keep him behind for a couple more laps, and we'll get a bit of battery. But we're not doing too bad. There is a gap of 8 seconds to Norris behind us. Come on, Perez, block him out. He does. So yeah, I'm slightly concerned about George Russell, I've got to say. Though he dropped his pace last lap, so he was half a second slower, so that makes me feel a little bit better. But right now, if Giovinazzi was to pit, he'd come out probably behind Sainz. Now, Sainz is going to be on fairly good tyres compared to what we're on, but we're going to be on soft tyres at the end, and be able to, you know, to obviously go a little bit more. Perez has now stopped, so that is going to end the fun and games of charging up batteries and whatnot. We need Mick to try and go with Max now. I'm not sure he's going to quite have that pace. Alright, so George Russell has just passed Giovinazzi, so that, needless to say, is not great. I think then we'll jump in this lap. There's no point letting him get away from us. All I can keep thinking is how much I really, really wish we had those 4 seconds from the pit stop. But yeah, I mean, George Russell's quick, isn't he? So that is concerning. It might, as I say, it might just be that we just don't have the pace. Because if we were one-stopping, we wouldn't have caught him. You know, like, the reason that we caught him up was because we were pushing harder. Now, for the love of God, give us a good stop. Better. Much, much better. Now, can we get out ahead of Norris? You can see on the mini-map here, here comes Norris. It's going to be very... I don't think we're going to. We're going to get stuck in this train of cars with the Mercedes and Norris. And that is not ideal. What we don't need to do is go silly here. We've got the best tyres of anybody on track till Mick comes in, which actually probably should be this lap himself. And, yeah, Mick is probably going to come out, I would think, somewhere around the back of this battle, actually. So hopefully we'll see the back of Verstappen again, because we'll have even better soft tyres, and he has got a little bit of a slower one. But he is going to come out somewhere behind Giovinazzi. There goes that train of cars. There's a big gap back after that. So 6th and 7th. We have best tyres on track. And we've got overtaking to do if we're going to win this one. I don't know if we can win it. I tell you what we can do, though, is get on the podium, can't we? Because it's just in front of us here. And then we'll chase those Red Bulls down like there is no tomorrow. So, wasting no time, Giovinazzi, a little bit of battery, DRS, straight past the first Mercedes. Let's go get Norris now, mate. And we might, in fact, actually stay with this because we need to get this done as quickly as possible. We'll try and harvest up, actually, and try and do the same trick again. I don't know if we've got enough battery to do it this lap, but we'll certainly try. Full push. Full push, and we're out of battery, so that's going to make life difficult for us. And we might just need to stay in the line here for a lap or two while we recharge this battery up. Whilst Mick, on the other hand, he is charging his battery up. What did he do last lap? At 12, so he should start to catch them up as well. But yeah, we've got quick cars. We just can't waste much time sitting in this traffic here, can we? Alright, so we've charged up about half a lap's worth, and now we are going again. Let's hope better traction out of here. The DRS train is what is going to hurt us, and we're going to try and just burn through what we can here. Come back to those 4 seconds from the first stop. We would have been ahead of these guys. We would have been ahead of Albon at that after the first stop as well. And how much is that going to end up hurting us at the end of this race? Come on. Can we get something done into the chicane? Can we get something done into the chicane? Not quite. Come on. We need this. We've burnt through the battery a little bit too much as well. And all right, we're gonna have to be a little bit patient here. I think we're gonna have to sit here. We're gonna have to charge everything up, and I'm just gonna have to suck it up and wait to do that. I think Mick though is catching the back of this quickly as well. All right, we have both cars in the train. We are 2 seconds a lap faster stuck behind them. So both cars are going full attack. You've got to make this stick. Come on, Gio. You've got to do it, mate. You've just got to do it. Can Mick go and get Perez is the other question. He's right next to him. That should be done. Now, of course, what we don't want is Mick to attack Gio. So we'll sit him off. And come on, Giovinazzi. We might need to go a bit higher aggression on his overtakes, I think. Of course, what we don't want to do is have him stick it in the wall and kind of ruin everything. But he just is not quite good enough, is he? Just not quite good enough to get it done. Do we? I wonder if we look to send Mick past and see if Mick can do it. Anyway. So a quick development here. Norris has got past Sainz. Now, hopefully, Norris can break the DRS to Sainz, and that'll give us a chance then to overtake him and sort of pick him off one at a time rather than being stuck in this stupid DRS train. It looks as though he is breaking free a little bit, so we will go again. We will deploy.
Let's just confirm it's thermal.
And let's hope that we can get the Mercedes. Go on, Gio, please, mate. Oh, you're hopeless. Absolutely hopeless. Get him up the hill. Get him up the hill. Go on. Ah, come on, man. All right, so we've moved Mick past because Giovinazzi's had his chance. He's not getting it done. So we'll have a crack with Mick now. He will deploy. He will go full beans. And let's see if he can get himself past Carlos Sainz. Has he got it done there? No. We just seem... I wonder if we just lack a little bit of straight line speed. He might have got it done there, has he? Oh, he has. Go on, Mickey, son. All right, now, that should make Norris should be fairly easy pickings because he won't have DRS. And then we can finally send somebody after the Red Bulls. Of course, this is about just maximising, you know, the constructors' points here as much as anything. So let's go attack. We don't really have the battery, but it shouldn't make a difference. We should have the better tyres. Oh, he's not quite done it. He's not quite done it. Can he get it done into Casino Square? No, he cannot. So that's okay. We'll sit him there. Oh, and Giovinazzi has finally overtaken Carlos Sainz.
Let's have a look now.
And outside of turn one, up the hill. And, well, it's about time, Gio. Nothing like a teammate getting past you to motivate you, is it? Alright, so here we go again. Now, can we get Norris on this lap? We don't really have the battery. We do have DRS, though, and is that going to be enough? It looks like it is. And Mick is now free to go and chase, or is he? Not quite yet. He should be soon free to go and chase down the Red Bulls. Only 10 laps to go. He's not quite there yet. Deploy. Out of the way, Lando. Come on, mate. Know your space. So that's that done. And now Giovinazzi was sitting behind him. He's got a little bit of battery charged up now. And I wonder if we can go and send him past Norris this lap. Come on, Gio. Of course, these guys' tyres are wearing down every lap as well, so they're getting, in a way, slower and slower, but we're obviously losing the advantage of our soft tyres as well. So, yeah. I don't think we're going to chase them down. What's the gap? 9 seconds to Verstappen. We're about a second a lap faster. Now, is that a second a lap faster while we were stuck behind Norris, I wonder? Or is that a second a lap faster? We're going to find out, aren't we? What's Mick doing in front of him? So, an 11-11. Norris is clearly doing a deploy lap. I tell you what, we were 2 seconds faster. Mick might be able to get to Max. And that just takes points off Verstappen as much as anything, and that'll help Giovinazzi in a sense, because Verstappen will score less, but it's still a little ways to go before we have to worry about that, as Magnussen's coming in for a pit stop, it looks like. So we're just going to be a little bit careful to make sure the tyres actually do get to the end here, but it's all looking fairly under control. And it looks as though Norris is... oh, he's still right there, isn't he? We're still a second a lap faster than Verstappen, so it might be a grandstand finish here yet. You never know. Alright, Norris has essentially tried and failed. He's lost the DRS to the back of Mick. That is an easy overtake for Giovinazzi. So we are now third and fourth. And now we need to go and try and run down these Red Bulls, if at all we can. 6 seconds is the gap, and we're a second a lap faster than Nats. Can we do it? Could we do it with both cars? We're just going to take everything out of the tyres that we can. And I wonder if this is Verstappen stuck in a bit of traffic. We just saw it coming into the chicane there, didn't we? There's only 3 laps to go. I don't think it's going to be possible. But you never know. Let's go full attack. Let's go full attack. Come on, boys. Come on, let's run him down. Alright, we are coming around to start the final lap. It's 4 seconds. That lap really hurt us. We got stuck in a bit of traffic. And yeah, so that has not helped. I think what we need to do is, I think we need to let Giovinazzi pass. Don't fight your teammate. If you can just go as slow as possible for me. And Giovinazzi, yeah, you need to get to the back of him, please, so that we can ease you past. I don't know at what point Mick will back it off. Mick, if you could, there's no way to tell him to...
Caution on the battery.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no way to tell him to just let him pass. Mick, let him pass, please, mate. Let him pass. Russell has won, and he's not going to let him pass.
Taking it back.
Third and fourth.
Perfect.
Just in the wrong order, really, isn't it? So I'd be curious to know what you guys think. I actually do really think that would have worked. That pit stop, that first pit stop, put Giovinazzi in the traffic behind Albon after the first stop, which we weren't planning for, and then again it cost him again in the second stop because you know that 4 seconds would have put him ahead of the Norris and Mercedes battle, and we were 2 seconds a lap faster. You know that whole second stint, we almost got to Verstappen. I think we would have got there. I don't think passing would have been a problem, and then I think we could have given George Russell a big shake up front. But equally, I think if we hadn't done that, I think they were too quick on a one stop for us to compete with them. So Giovinazzi is still leading. Ideally, he would have had an extra 3 points, but you know, these things happen. And if we look at the constructors, well, we are still top, 7 points ahead of Red Bull. So damage limitations in a way there as well, which is good. And no pit stop points. So we live in hope that one day we will get one of those. So there we go. Next up, it is Spain. It's another short turnaround, 4 days time, and we'll be in Spain. So that should suit the car okay. The car seems pretty good, doesn't it? So yeah, we'll see. Just a frustrating one. But, you know, we've got a pole in Monaco that shows that you can get pole and not win. That was the lesson here, wasn't it? Take care.